Apostle Webster, at least you got the link to the previous lesson. Did you forward it to your friends as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Let's quickly do a recap where we ended and what we learned. I'm just trying to find my board. So today's attendance, we got, is it Pastor Lakson Buka, or you're a pastor as well?
No, he's your brother.
Perfect.
The brother in Christ.
Perfect. So we've got Lakson Buka there and yourself. How many are you there, Pastor
Here we are three.
Three of you, okay. So
yes, we are with Pastor Kaliati also.
Okay.
Pastor Kaliati and last one Kandimi.
Okay. So Pastor Kaliati.
Yes, sir.
So there's Pastor Kaliati. Lakson Buka is on his own.
Yes, sir.
On his phone. In the house where you are, there are three of you.
Sorry?
I mean, are you in your, where you are on your phone?
Oh, we are three of us.
Okay, yourself. The other name?
Yes. Last one, Mkuka. And Pastor Kaliati.
Pastor Kaliati, Apostle
Yes.
Marisopo, and who's the third one?
Sir. The last one, Mkuka.
Last one?
Last one, Mkuka, yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So there's three people now, really. Last one, Mkuka is also logged on the phone. No, what I'm trying to establish, under your phone, where you are, also website, with last one, Mkuka has got his own phone.
We are using one phone. Now, in this phone, we are three of us. It's, me, Laston Mkuka, and Pastor Kaliati.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I can see another phone on here. Is that Laston Mkuka's? It was Honor. It was called Honor.
No, so I'm sure that must be Pastor Kambobe or Pastor Kenny and
okay. Let me hear.
Pastor Benson. So
okay, let me hear. The other phone is, I renamed it wrong then. The other phone under Honor. Oh, Amin, are you there, sir? Hello? Are they? Pastor Kambobe. You said Pastor Kambobe?
Under on, I'm sure it must be Pastor Ken and Pastor Benson.
Pastor Kenny?
And Pastor Benson, I'm sure.
Why can they speak? Hello? Can you hear us? Pastor Kenny, can you hear us? Hello? Can you hear us under this other phone? Amin, are you there, please? Want to make sure we have got it now. It's the same team. Can you try to talk to them, Apostle Sobo? Because they're not responding.
Hello?
Can you try to
Pastor
talk
again? Or background? Do you have a number, Pastor Benson? Do you have a doctor?
We're going to look at the continuation of the project management, and then we put in some mathematics in between. So let's do a recap quickly. If you did do the homework on the project management, let us see what you came up with. under those phases we started. Who wants to go very quickly? Yes, just unmute and answer very quickly what you came up with. The phases of project management, those phases we discussed, what did you come up with? Would like to go very quickly? Apostle Masopo, did you do some work on it?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I didn't get you.
The recap homework, the phases of project management, the one we started. We said homework, do some work on that. Anybody who answered?
Yeah. Yes. Last one did, and I did as well. Now the problem we have here is that we don't have electricity. We are in a black.
But you can talk.
There's no light.
You can talk. You don't have to read.
Amen. Okay, we talked about and also we talked about project management, and I remember you were to ask you are to ask a question to say what is project management, and then we learned that project management it's managing the project. Yeah, it's managing the project. That's what we talked about.
Okay.
Not only projects, but it's a managing of different, I think, projects. Yes.
Okay, another person.
Project management. I remember you asked what project management is. Then project management is the application of process, methods, skills, knowledge.
Okay.
And experience. Specific project objectives according. Anyone else?
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
And then we talked also the phases of.
Anybody who did some research. I want somebody who did some research. You actually read about it.
Management projects is something to do to understand the meaning of the words, and to achieve and to understand the knowledge of X.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask this question.
This is what
did anyone read about it? Who read about? You went out and you actually read about it.
Last time, I went and read about project management.
Okay, what did you find?
So, what I find about project management, as the application of methods, skills, knowledge to achieve a specific project objectives. According to the project C, acceptance criteria within it's also time. I think within its timeline and the time within its timeline.
Okay.
So I researched and phases of project management, feasibility, planning, execution, controlling and monitoring, and as well as the closure or the handover phase.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Okay. Very good. Review.
Wait. Right now, let's see.
Sorry. Okay. Very good. So let's go and break it down into pieces, see what is involved under each phase. Well done for having gone through that and read. What I would encourage is each time we have a session, go and read about it. Very important. Don't leave it too late. We've got a lot of things to cover. So we had a project has got a period, the beginning and the end. So I will exemplify that with a diagram. Yeah. So there's a beginning where we're going to label the B there. B is the beginning, and over here is the end. I hope you can see it on your screens. It's the end. So a project has a time bound. It's never forever. Okay, very important. Very important to note it. So the time bound, a period B to E, and this B to E can be any length. Beg your pardon, can be any length of time, and depending on the size of the project, yeah? Yeah, B to E, B to E, that is time length. Yeah, depends on the size, depends on the size of the project. Very important to note. It depends on the size of the project, yeah? B to E, time length depends on the size of the project. Some projects are shorter because they're very small. Some projects are longer because they're big. Some projects are extremely long because they are very, very big. So that's what we have in mind under project management. If we can just mute ourselves. And yes, then we can come on. So these are the things to put in mind. A project has a lifetime. B to E, this is called a lifetime or lifespan. Very important. So as professionals, we must always talk in terms of jargon, lifespan of a project. Those are the terms we use, lifespan of a project. I'll just type it, lifespan of a project, or just say the project, the one we're talking about. This is B to E, very important. And in this lifespan, there is a manager of it, which is you. That's where project management comes in. The term management is because you have to manage this project from B to E until it's fully completed. Okay? Now, the biggest question is, what is involved in each phase? If we go back to the first slide, yeah, the first phase is a feasibility phase. In a feasibility phase, which we're going to look at now, what's involved here is actually looking at, this is on the desktop. You're sitting around the table, you're discussing the potential of this project to work. And in other words, you are discussing the viability. Okay? Here you discuss viability. I'm trying to find a freehand writer. They've removed it in Facebook and YouTube and in Zoom. There's a pen I'm trying to look for. I can't see it. I like drawing. Oh, more tools. There you go. So in the feasibility phase, you are actually looking at whether or not this project, even before we start, it's gonna work. That's very important. This phase here. So we're looking at, is it viable? So we ask things like, is it viable? Now, in terms of asking those questions, you also do research on it. You're looking at viability. What does the word viability mean? Anybody? What does the word viability mean? Is it viable? If somebody says, is this viable? What does it mean? Can you unmute and answer if you're able to? Viability, in short, talks about, okay, you want to answer? What does the word viability mean? Ever heard of it? Okay, under viability.
Achievable.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just trying to say maybe achievable.
Here, is it achievable?
Say try.
Yeah. Now the question,
Just a try.
Biggest question to ask here. Viability, what does it refer to mostly? It might be achievable, but is it viable? What do we refer to that? So we can say, is it achievable? What are the first things that we are going to look at in the achievable? The answer could be yes, we can do this project, yes or no. But what are the things we look at here most times when we begin to talk about the viability? Think about cost implications. That's the biggest question we do ask under the feasibility study. The cost implications. This is where you do what we call the cost benefit analysis. Do the cost benefit analysis, which is normally called as the CBA. Have you ever heard of the CBA? Anybody?
Yes, yeah, yes, I've heard about it. Yes, I've read about it.
Indeed. That's where the cost benefit analysis comes in, is under feasibility study. Under the cost benefit analysis, we begin to look at, well, you haven't started the project yet. You're sitting around the table, several meetings and research. What we're doing in this phase is this. We are actually weighing matters. All we are doing is weighing matters. We have a scale like that. Yeah. So we have on one end the costs, and these costs are variable. Costs on one hand, and on the other hand, you have the benefits. And this, it depends on the size of the project. This can take months, and we have the benefits here. In the UK, I was privileged to sit under several committees, which government constituted in the committee to inquire they actually invite the businesses. And since I've been in business for a long time in the UK, I get to be involved in some of these meetings. So what they do here is simple. They actually have they have meetings where they call people to come and I don't know if you've been to the park. This is like a seesaw where they call people to talk about the benefits, first of all, of having this project in the community. So people are debating, they're bringing in ideas. For example, we say on our project, we want to do the borehole. The borehole must be done. We begin to talk about what would be the benefits of having a borehole. So here, you sit down, you exhaust all the ideas, all the type of knowledge. I think I've got it now. You exhaust all the benefits you can have, you list them down. Everything you can have, you list all the benefits. I don't know what these drawings are. So after you exhaust the benefits, okay, if we add this project, this will be so much in the community. This is going to happen in the community. This will benefit that. So you make a list. Okay, you've done so. You've got a list of benefits. What about the cost implications? So here, under the cost implications, you make a tabulation as well. Yes, under the cost implications, you make a tabulation. A lot of things. Number one, you say, for example, how much would it cost them to lay a new road here? In addition to this, you say, oh, it would cost £20,000. How much would it cost to do that? It will cost so much. It will cost. So you list the financial costs. The number one thing you do in a feasibility study is the financial costs. You list them down. At the end of the day, you find that by the time you are implementing this project, it will cost you maybe £45,000. Okay, £45,000. Let's call it 450,000. Yeah. Okay. So you look at we call this physical costs. It's a physical financial costs. Here we've got the financial benefits discussed as well, plus other benefits which are not financial. You also discuss them. Very important. We also discuss the costs which are not financial. For example, if you want to set up a plant, maybe this plant will be producing certain components, but in the process of using the machinery, there will be fumes which will be exuded in the atmosphere. Now, the cost on the lives of people in the area would be health. People might start coughing because of these fumes. So you're going to weigh now the matters. What is beneficial? Which side is weighing more? If the benefits are more than the costs, in both ways, the financial and non-financial, then you decide to say, okay, let's start planning to do this. Okay, are you with me on that one?
Amen.
Let me have a feedback and give me an example of things that you already know in this process. Many of us, we do this all the time without realizing it, that actually we are doing the feasibility study before we do anything. So let's have some examples in a situation where you were involved and you went through the feasibility study, either professionally or without knowing. As the discussion is going on here, you realize that actually that was your feasibility study. An example, 2 minutes each.
Amen. That's where now we begin to think about the materials that are going to the materials that are going to be involved in project, and also more than that, also the labor cost. I think those are the discussions that I think
I want
we
you
do
to
bring in the
talk
table
about.
at
I
times.
want you to talk about an example in which you were involved in the process. What happened in that situation? What have you been involved in a situation where you're analyzing these things? And talk about that. That's the example I wanted to give.
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry, sir. It's the network is breaking. We can't hear you properly. Maybe you can come again, sir.
I said, give an example in which you were involved in a feasibility study. Did you hear anybody under the phone?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Examples of network is breaking. Sorry, sir. We could not hear you properly. We just heard that it was involved.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. Okay, we continue. Since it's recorded, we'll catch up on it. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. I think if possible, sir, you can repeat that same question again.
Yeah, the question
The
was,
network was not good.
okay, can you give an example in which you were involved in a feasibility study?
Sir?
Either professionally or just thinking.
Okay. When you are it's a discussion when you are discussing about the materials that are going to be involved and also labor cost, and more than that they will talk about the benefits of that will be placed in that seat or that place or that compound, and also we'll talk about the disadvantages at times, because it's like it's like debate when you are in the round. Others will speak the other thing, and other people will speak another thing as again. That's what happens.
Okay, another one. Very good. Another contribution. Just unmute.
So I think also budgeting comes in, budgeting and timeline as well.
Again.
I think also budgeting and timeline things also comes in, where you look at the budget, is it going to be sustainable, and
yeah,
and are we going to be able to finish on time?
Yes, yeah, those.
Just a try.
Yes, good. All those are answered in the feasibility phase. Okay, under honor, who is it Pastor Kambove? I hope. Okay, let's continue. Yes, so it's very important for us to go through that. And then the next one is after the feasibility phase is successful, you're happy that the project can work. What you do, you go to planning. Now, planning, this is the actual putting down the milestones, the tasks. In planning, there's actually even what they call project management software that you can use. The project management software that you can use so that you able to track your project. This is very important. Some people even get PhDs in project management. master's degrees. My daughter herself, she got a master's in project management. This is a very important skill. Why? Because it determines the success or failure of a project. There are people that are gifted to just that skill of monitoring, make sure they organize you. So after the feasibility and you are happy, it's going to be viable, let's get on with it. You go on to the actual planning. So now in the planning, this is very important. We are going to look at planning. Planning involves identifying the tasks and the timelines. These must be identified before you actually start. In short, it must be well projected. Every single task must be well projected. First and foremost, you just begin to analyze what's actually needed. I normally tell people, if you don't have the project management software, you can get a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet can actually now help you to organize yourself, to organize the project. How does it work? A simple table where you have, for example, you've got a column, one column which contains all the tasks you want to do. You have them like that. Now, this simple tool makes things work very well. You just create this table in your book in the first place, identify basic tasks which needs to be done. You outline like that. Now, here in the first column, what we have is the tasks. The second column is the task. This one could be a code number. I like giving codes to tasks. It's a code number. A very important aspect to do. The code here, and here you have the task. You have the tasks to be done or activities. And these activities will be like meeting. Then we have the actual start date. And this is happening before things get started. You are in the drawing room. Start date and finish date. So we have code number, tasks. Then here we have the start date. We have the start. Keep yourself muted. We have the start. Each task must have its starting and ending. Simply this, and I'm sure all of you have done this in many ways. Then here is what we call the comments. The next one is the comments or status. So you want to know, is this task on time? I normally put status. It's telling us what's happening. Is task started or not started? Let me draw that one. Okay. Are you following this? Yeah, status. I like to have more comments. If you use the actual software, it's got a lot more details. Sometimes they can be helpful, at times not so helpful. Then the last column would be just comments. Comments, I just put CMT. Now, when you're managing your own project, you want to know when to start and when to finish. On the status, I normally also have what we call the color codes. The other group in Leamington, I taught them the color codes. You can have things like under status, green means completed. Okay, the task is what completed. Red means delayed. Blue means in progress. In progress. Okay, so you can have your own color codes. It just helps you to know where things are at for each task. Let's say, for example, I have my code number here, number 1. I just say this task is 2A, 2AB, and these letters, they mean something to me. I know it's got a department number, and I know it's got whatever it is. As long as it's coded, then 2AB could be, let's see, from your construction, digging foundation. Digging foundation. And depends on the size of the house or the structure that you're doing. Digging the foundation, how long would this take? Yeah, digging the foundation, how long would that take? So you say, okay, this is going to start. Because you're planning, you're saying this is going to start on which date? You are in charge. So you put the start date. This is going to be the 12th of June 24. And because of the size of the structure, this should take somewhat a normal size house. How long would it take to dig the foundation? You can unmute yourself and contribute on this one. How long would it take to build a foundation of a house? Say, for example, the one in 10 miles. How long would that take?
Should be 10 by 7 by 10. The foundation has to go up to possible. It depends to the ground, the hardness of the ground. It may go up to a day or 2 days.
Okay, so 12, okay, so for 12th to 14th or 16th, we allow what we call the float, 16th of June, 2024. Yeah. In project management, there's always we build in what we call the float, the delay time. So in this, yeah, it's always good if you know that this one takes 2 days, add another 2 days. That's going to help the budget very well. Yeah, and in fact, on the color codes, you can put not started, another orange. Orange is not task not started. You can invert color codes as you go on. So here, it's these color codes, they work well when the project is commissioned. Okay, now let's start the project. For many of the initial tasks here, will have the color code orange. They'll be shaded orange. When they start, they go to blue. When they are completed, they go to red. If they are delayed, to green. If they are delayed, they go to red. Sometimes we can also include another color code for canceling. Sometimes you cancel a certain task. If it's canceled, If it's cancelled, maybe this could be yellow. So over time in your organization, you begin to know what each of these mean. You become a masters in project management. Very, very important skill, this one. When you are certified in the future as this course completes, and this is going to be on your certificate, project management, it's a very, very good tool. People will look at you because you've got a qualification that you can show. So this alone will enable the project to actually run smoothly. Number one, because things are tracked. We know when we should finish this task. We know if there's a delay, and we can sort out why the delay is there. But if we are running things without a knowledge of project management, either officially or by what I can say, intuition, because there are people who are not trained, but they know how to get things done. In their mind, they go through this process. Somehow they know how to record, they know how to track projects, they know how to chase and follow up things so that they can be done. That is project management. So in this phase, the planning phase is very, very important. We must identify all the tasks. Now, in the tasks itself, there are classes of tasks. Some tasks are called normal tasks. Others are called critical tasks. Others are called parallel tasks. The parallel and others are called dependent tasks, and others called independent tasks. And this, in the next phase, in the next lesson, we'll go and break them into pieces. Why do we have a normal task? Why do we have some as critical tasks? Why do we have some as independent tasks? And so forth. Let's talk about a normal task. Who can tell me what a normal task can be? Just give me an example from your own experience. Like, let's build a house now. You dig a foundation, what would be the next task? After digging the foundation, what would be the next task? Quickly, you can open the microphone and speak. After we dig the foundation, what is the next task? Let's open all our microphones now. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. After digging a foundation, you have to apply the what is this? This anti-termite. You have to apply anti-termite first. Then after anti-termites, then you have to put the beacons.
Okay, one by one. Anti-termites. Apply anti-termites. Yes. I'm sure it's those insects, right?
Sorry?
It's those insects, the termites, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I want all of us to participate. Give in some example. Okay, apply anti-termites. How long do you think this will take?
1 day.
That's a 1-day job, yeah?
1 day job, yeah.
For this size. So the start time will be probably, it will be the next day. Yeah. After when do we after we dug the foundation, do we put anything inside there? Or so
Amen.
So this will be
amen.
Yep, continue.
Yes, sir. After it also depends to the size of the plan, the house that you want to build. You can apply anti-termite same day and put also the beacons. It's not beacons, but the pegs. Yes, pegs. You put the pegs 1 day. Then you can also, if possible, you can start also putting the footing concrete. Same day, that can be done. It depends the size of the house. Good. Or of the house. Yes, sir.
Good. So you see the way now we're gonna put these tasks. It's those tasks, they are very short tasks which can be done in the same phase, the same day, same time, same period of time, because they don't depend on, don't they depend on something to dry in the foundation? Yeah. So after we do the termites, we can do the beacons.
Yes, sir. Immediately after putting on termites, immediately you have to do the levels. You do the levels, then immediately you can even start putting footing concrete, because footing concrete, and when the foundation is there is water, when there is water in the foundation, not water, but it's what term can I use? When it's wet,
Yeah.
when the foundation is wet and you pour the concrete, it's good to pour a concrete where the foundation is wet.
Good.
Yes, sir. So it can be done immediately.
Yeah, good. So these will be different just by time, but same day.
Yes, sir.
So now in the comments and in the way you choose the software, you see that it must give you room where to indicate the time. If we're using a normal spreadsheet like Excel, we can actually include another column. Let me see if I can demonstrate that very quickly. We can use another column, and let me get Excel. Another column to include this. Yes, I've got it now. Yes, while it's opening. So you see the intricacies of project management is the tools. It's a simple tools that we do know, but how do you apply them? And this is where we're going to specialize and evidence our skills. Because you group, you are very skilled in hands-on in what you do. Project management. And this is going to be very exciting course. Yes, yes. Yes, okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, for the sake of these, those that are not typical in construction, there is the columns. Columns. What are columns? Just for the sake, I know, but I'm asking this question deliberately. But maybe.
Define the context. Columns can be anything. I hope
Amen.
I can find this again. Yeah, since it's being recorded, I'm trying to share another graphic. I'm using this one. Yes, columns. Would you explain?
Amen. What are columns?
Columns is when we building a flat what we can call this building.
Okay. In other way, maybe I come in. Sorry. Columns can be also identified as pillars.
Pillars of.
Amen. Of a structure. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Well done. Can you see that? Can you see the on the screen the spreadsheet? Now this is Excel. You can use Excel to create your own project management tool. Here they did the other way around. Task on the right, start date, end date, and the code number on the left. So you can make this in Excel. Does anybody have knowledge of how to use Excel spreadsheet? Anybody who knows? Nobody?
Can you repeat?
I think maybe you can repeat the same question, sir.
Do you know how to use a spreadsheet? Excel, do you know how to use a spreadsheet? This one I'm showing.
Oh, expression. Okay.
A spreadsheet, do you know how to use it?
Or on the laptop or computer.
Whichever.
Okay. I think personally I don't know much about
Okay.
it, but
Okay.
I'm learning. That's when I'm learning. Yes, sir.
Good, good. It's something that we're going to learn through. It's a very important. You can now arrange your tasks. Can you see what they did here? I just found the template somewhere. They put your task on the left, although I prefer myself to be on the right side. So this is a very important tool you can use in project management. I'll show you that. And when you said column, they've got a lot of columns. So it's not the construction columns they have here. They also call them columns. So you can use a spreadsheet to create your project management table so that you know when the tasks are due and you can track that one. And then there's what we call a milestone. When a task is completed, it's finished, we call that as a milestone. You hear the word milestone a lot in project management. It means the task has been completed. I've just switched them around so that it matches with my style. Status. And here we put the word comments. Very good, comments. Comments can be many things that you put in there. So this project is going well. Money is enough for us to do this project, or this project is delayed because of that. So this comment box can have many things in it. Whatever you think is happening, it must go in the comments box. And I would like us to familiarize ourselves with these systems so you can make them yourself. Status, if you use the color codes, I can shade this one to yellow, meaning it's cancelled. I can shade that one to blue, maybe meaning it's in progress. I can even put the word in progress here. In progress, yeah. So you see, that's how project management can be done. Color codes, once you master them, you know what's happening. This green, I can put it's completed. By the dates, all of these tasks must be in green, completed, if this project was real. Okay, so very quickly, let's do a quick recap. We've got a few minutes before we finish. Who can tell me just 1, 2 things that has stuck with you as we are learning this? Anybody? You can unmute yourself and contribute. What have you learned so far? Or any questions?
Hello.
Go ahead, yes.
Yes, please. I have learned also. I've learned about also colors. I've learned that colors also has a meaning. When you see a certain color in a construction, premises, that color will tell you something to say, this is what is happening in this site. And when you see another color, it tells you another thing again. So I've learned a lot about also colors.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
Good. Wonderful. Another one is let's all participate. Let's not just leave to Apostle who is under Galaxy Code.
We have also learned about tasks. There are normal tasks, the dependent tasks, independent tasks. So there are tasks that are normal that we need to plan when carrying out those tasks. For example, if we are doing a normal task that will take 2 days, like when we are looking on a foundation, we say you should also add other days. That is meaning that if you are not going to make it in that time, since under planning, we also look on timeline and budgeting, what will be involved in the project. You budget and then you look on the time frame. Is it going to be achievable? Are we going to achieve the goal? And also on colors, that we can use colors also that is green, that is represent finished, we have completed. Red, and also orange starting, and yellow, which means it has been abolished.
Yeah.
I think that's what I've learned on.
Perfect. Perfect. So we're moving very smoothly. Another one, there's a team under the Galaxy A3 core. Who's there? Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. The team under. Unmute yourself. Yes, and mention your name, sir, madam.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Kennedy.
Oh, Pastor Kennedy, hi.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
By the way, I learned about noble tasks, critical tasks, but although I didn't get the details, but at least I'm picking up. I think we had challenges with the network, but we are getting along.
Perfect. Now, very good.
I am
Continue.
Pastor Benson Madison.
Hi,
I have learned something when you are preparing a foundation that you have to apply antimite, and then something about the columns. Yes.
What about project management? That's the main course. That was a comment in passing. On the topic of project management, what have you learned so far?
On the project management, the homework that you gave us.
No, in the lesson today.
Yeah, we missed the first part.
Oh,
we had challenges.
Okay.
With the connection.
Okay. Did you pick up anything why we have this table here? Tasks, start date, and date. You understand what this is for?
Yeah, I think we on phases.
We did some research on phases.
Okay, I'm asking on the.
Yes.
Do you understand why we have this table? Can you see the table now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Did you learn anything about this? Were you here when we were doing this?
We only missed the meaning on colors, but
okay. Okay. Very quickly. Okay, let me go quickly. In the phases, after feasibility phase, the next is planning phase. And this is the planning phase in which we have, let me do this. Let me do this. Sorry. Yes, let me just do a quick recap on this one. A quick recap on this one. In the planning phase, if you can mute yourself, in the planning phase, we have a tool called project management software. If you don't have that one, you can actually use Excel, a spreadsheet like this one, to draw up your own, in which you have a code number here and the tasks here. You can see their tasks, meaning maybe it could be digging a foundation. When would it start? On the 12th of June. When would it end? So and so forth said it can take 2 days. Now, we always add in 2 extra days, which we call the float. Why? It helps the budgeting and in case of any delayments. And the added time is called the float. So projects don't really start on the same day or the end of the same day. Normally, there's something that happens that delays. So you build in, but you are working towards the actual planned time. And then we talked about how would you know without writing a lot that this project is completed. We have the color codes. We invent these color codes ourselves in the company. We would say blue means it's in progress. Green means completed. And this, you can do it in your own book or any program that you have. It means completed. And this can be very, very important for us to look at a glance what's happening. If you just look at the color codes, you know exactly what's going on in the company, like Apostle and so said. So by looking at the colors themselves, you know what's happening. If I shade red here, in our company right now, red means what? Anybody? Delayed. Okay. So we don't want to have too many of these tasks delayed. And why we have these two is to help us track the project, how well it is going. Okay. So this is very important for us to put into consideration. Project management. Okay, is that clear? So that's what we did on this one. If the good news is recorded, we'll send you the link, and then you can look at it again. And I can see they are struggling with the network. They've dropped again, but it is well. Okay, so we are about to finish. Any questions? Any other contributions? Just go for it.
Yes,
Amen.
we have.
Continue. Is that very clear? No questions?
Yeah, we have written something.
Go ahead. Okay.
Hello?
Next. Hello? Let's go ahead and talk.
Hello?
Go ahead and talk, sir. You don't have to ask.
Yes, please. And through these teachings, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. Otherwise, there are mistakes that we make, especially we builders. When you know that you are going to finish this, they mean a certain small project, maybe in 1 day or 2 days. We know in our minds to say, sometimes we know in our minds to say we can finish this job in 2 days. Instead of adding another 2 or 3 days, we go ahead and tell the owner to say, no, we are going to finish this project in 2 days. And I think because of that, we do panic a lot. So I think from today onwards, our minds are, I think my mind personally has changed. I am learning something. I'm being fattened by this teaching. Amen. I think that's what I wanted to confess. Yes, sir.
Excellent. It's good to hear that. Yes. Another one?
No, I wanted to find out where the meaning of columns. Is it when you build a column is when you build a upstairs or a column for?
Okay. Don't confuse that with the project management. The columns here in this spreadsheet is this one. That's a column. A column is simply where you put text. This is a column. This is a column.
Okay. Amen.
Yeah, a column like this one, that's a column. Anything going down like that is a column. So if I ask you to make a table of 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. And this one going this side, they are called rows.
Yes.
So how many rows are there? There are 1, 2, 3, up to 14 rows. So this table is this many columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns by 14. So if they tell you, go and make a table 6 by 14, that's what we say, 6 by 14. They want 6 columns and 14 rows. This is in spreadsheets. Now, when you go to the construction itself,
Amen.
columns for the building is different from the table here now.
Amen.
Yes. The columns, Pastor also explain that now.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think from this question which Pastor Kayat has asked, I think we have picked something from. I think especially Pastor Kambove there, the one who knows how to build, and also Pastor Kayati and I myself. When we talk about columns, we talk of pillars. Amen. We talk of pillars of maybe an upstairs. That was, I mean, an upstairs or any other pillar. So through his question, I'm sure we have learned a lot. Amen. We have learned a lot, and I think what I can advise to my fellow students is that please don't keep it back. Ask questions. When you ask questions, you are going to know. You can only know more when you ask more. I think that's what I can say. Don't feel ashamed. Just ask questions. That's the reason why we are learning. Amen. Amen. That's what I can say, sir. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. In conclusion, so let's have one person summarize. Just say something what you've learned. We are closing now. What have you learned? Recap and conclusion. One thing. Let's another person start. Pastor Kayat is there. I didn't see him. Can you go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, he's around. Yes, sir.
Okay, speak. What have you learned?
No, I've learned a lot about the management, how we can go ahead and we can how to plan, to start, and to improvement, and to to increase the knowledge of how we can work.
Be specific. We didn't talk about improvement.
Sir?
We didn't talk about improvement. We talked about planning. That's correct. Yeah. Be specific. Yeah. Just focus on what we've learned. What have you picked up? Yeah. Planning, yes, yeah. I agree. What else?
The colors.
Yes.
And even the columns.
Perfect. I like that.
I understand. I understand how to do the work.
Perfect. The spreadsheet. We'll have some time to do hands-on how to create it actually. Next is Pastor Kayati.
No, project management. What I've learned on project management, it gives us knowledge about how to go about a project, about also the first phase, that was a feasibility, or rather where we actually here we talk about the definition. We define what we want to cut down the project. We define it, we put it on the table, we talk about it as a team, how we are going to plan about it. We focus on the actual action. Here we talk about this, we put it on the table, then
be specific.
The planning phase.
Be specific. What we talk about in the feasibility, what we learned in this session, what we talk about. There are too many things we talked about. Too many things. One starts with C, the other one starts with B.
Or budgeting.
We haven't talked about that yet.
C.
The costs and?
Yeah, the costs.
B is what?
Yeah, okay.
The benefits, yeah? We talked about the costs and the benefits.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those ones, yeah?
The cost.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Very, very important to talk about the costs first of all and the benefits. If we can weigh which one is bigger than the other, we can make a decision. Perfect. Thank you very much, sir. Another person? We have another. Is Pastor Kennedy on with you or is on his phone?
He's on his phone.
Okay, Pastor Kennedy, unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, on the feasibility study, I learned something like sometimes it is called feasibility analysis and the feasibility report is to evaluate whether or not a project could be successful or not. What the five major components of feasibility study, I learned that is economic, marketing, technical, financial, and the management feasibility. I think I've gotten something like on the same.
From your research, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Very, very good. What else did you learn in this session?
On the execution.
In this session, we haven't touched this yet. What have you picked up from this session in this lesson?
Yes, on this session, I learned about columns because I was not very sure what are they, but they said pillars. So I came to get the reality of it. And then on the foundation, I had something like you have to use the anti-termite after the foundation. Then there is that's when you put. I think on the I learned something concerning you footing. Yes, after anti-termite.
So that was a discussion of one of the tasks in project management. What about project management itself? Project management itself, not the actual construction.
On project management, that one which was homework.
No. In the class, this lesson.
Next lesson, I picked. Though I said we had challenge with the connection, but I picked one or two things.
Okay, good.
Come again, sir?
Yeah, wonderful. Good news is that the lesson is recorded. I'll upload it as quickly as possible. After this, I'll send it to Apostle Sopo. But what I also will ask is if we can all complete our. So in conclusion, we have looked at the feasibility phase and the planning phase. And in this, we have looked at the cost-benefit analysis. The first of all to look at the benefits. Psychologically, if you start looking at the cost, first of all, many people pull out, look at the benefits first, then consider the costs, then weigh the balance. Whichever is favorable, you can now make a decision whether or not the project is viable. Then when you go into the planning phase, make sure you have your planning tools. And one of the simplest tools we have learned here is a spreadsheet, Excel. You can do this on your desktop. And we've showed the columns and the rows, the columns and the rows for you to make a simple table. Tasks here, start date, end date. And the color codes, as you've already mentioned, they can help us to see whether the task is in progress or is completed or it's delayed or cancelled, etc. And next week, we are going to look at what we call the different types of tasks, as we said, normal tasks, parallel tasks, independent tasks, and critical tasks, and more. And then we also consider what we call the critical path analysis. That's very important. We've also looked at in brief here why we have to add in what we call extra time called the float. That's very important. So next week, we're going to look at those 4 aspects. And the homework today will be draw up your own program, your own project management. Think about a task or a project that you did. Can you draw up a table like this one and break it into tasks and start date, end date? You can talk about a program that you've done in the past, put it in a plan and share with us. Every single task that you do, you must write it somewhere. Once you get your account open, I would like you to upload. Remember, this course, there is no examination. The test is continuous assessment. Every homework we give counts towards your grading. So write these homeworks over time. When we call for them, we are going to mark them. Thank you very much. If there's no other questions, I'm pleased, and see you next week, same time.